Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to make a quick video. I wasn't even gonna make one, but I'll go ahead and do it because I thought someone might find this useful and throw a few updates in while I'm at it. So let me show you what we got. All right, little ditch witch trencher. Where I live, this is absolutely worthless. It really is. Too much rocks, ground is just horrible. You can't hardly ever use a trencher. But I bought this almost nothing. What my scheme was, subscribers been with me a while, been selling wood real good, and this is a little four-wheel drive unit. It's got a Wisconsin in it, which Ditch Witch used a lot of them. It'd been nice if I used a Briggs or a Kohler because they're more standard, but these got a bigger crank in them. But anyway, I bought this to make a little log skidder with it because, you know, push blade, you can push stuff out of your way, move a log over, kind of pile them up. And I was going to make a tong here, you know, because this is hydraulic lift, move it up and down, just pick up your log and go up through the woods because it'd be handy and small. And, you know, most of everything I'm going to do is not that big around, 14, 16 inch, and cut them, you know, 10, 12 foot long. So this has worked pretty good for that. And I'm not going to put a bunch of money in it. I'm not going to try super hard. I'm going to go through it and do the basic stuff. But if it don't work, I'm not going to put a fortune in this stupid thing because I bought it cheap enough. There's a lot of parts and we got other projects going. So if I don't use it, you know, can't get it going cheaply, I'm going to tear it apart and use it for parts. And I'll save the axles and I'll just build something with the axles later. And I got different trannies and stuff laying around. But I was hoping to get this going because it was already together. But like I said, the log splitter, I'll give you a quick update and then I'll explain what we're doing. But anyway, just a quick shot. I've got all the cradle tore off and everything's set up and got it set on the beam just like I said, and on the boat axle. So getting closer to this. I'm gonna get the front done, put a catch pan, log lift, and all that stuff on it. And I finally broke down and put this together and put it on its stand. Let me go on this side. The sun's messing with the camera. Bam. Little old Colossal Tech, just cheap plasma cutter, but it works great. It's just a little old cut 50, you know, Amazon, eBay. I bought this off eBay and it's been sitting here for 2 years. I finally put it together. And it does work good. And I think I did just a little over 200. And right now you can really find some nice ones for about 250. And give or take, if I can find it again, you know, there's a video on one, Mike Festiva. You might even look him up, Mike Festiva plasma cutter. He's got an awesome review of one that's really adjustable and stuff. They've come a long way on cheap ones now. So, and they run about 250. But anyway, great little machine. But back to the task at hand. So I just did that for the subscribers. Been with me a while, you know, we're kind of getting an update here. We got that going. I did get the plasma going, so that's another weapon in the arsenal out here in this shop. But what today, this thing got full of water. Absolutely, let me get down here. Absolutely disgusting. Gears are, most of them will, let me get this, you know, it will turn. The front one, hey, it's starting to move now. All right. Then your second there, it's starting to wiggle. But like I said, they're just kind of, first is real free right there. The first gear in this thing is real free. This is no Borg order T96 3-speed, and you know this moves and goes to your reverse when you kick it back. And this is first, second, and third. The smallest one's your high gear because it spins faster and makes the machine go. But it's coming unstuck. Normally what I do on a stuck transmission like this, I've done a bunch of them over the years. I'll go ahead and take some kind of solvent in a can. It don't really matter as long as it's a liquid, not like a fluid film or something, because you need something runny. But yeah, here, this is a little better. Just cheap old penetrating oil, don't matter. Just kind of take the liquid and spray it on there and run it through and get the worst of it knocked out. You know, just get the big chunks out. And do that, and then this is horrible. I mean, I thought it was the top itself right here, but it wasn't. That moves. It's the forks and the rods here that will not move. They are just pitted and they look bad. So anyways, but there is a way to get these unstuck. And these little deals right here ain't too bad. I mean, they don't hold much, but here's what come out of it. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, it's horrible. This pan was clean. Look at all this solvent, rust, nasty, yucky, icky. Just ew. So it's bad. But I have done several of these. Sometimes you can just fill them with diesel and let them set and all that. But this one's pitted pretty bad. So is this. We're going to have to soak them. And I'll get the secret weapon here. I'll have to go to town to get it. I'm out of it. But I might give it away. I might even have a jug left. Yeah. There's a little bit left in it, surprisingly. Right here is your friend, Evapo-Rust. This stuff is awesome on old iron. Used it on some lug nuts. I kind of goofed up and used it on some lug nuts here a while back. I let it set so long it evaporated and turned to gel, but it does work. I had them up here, yeah, right here. So let me show you. Ain't gonna hurt nothing out here. There you go. Well, other than the one I dropped, look how shiny these are. Get where I can see the camera. I mean, these are just shiny, 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 shiny. They look like they've been sandblasted. And these were so pitted and so rusted, I couldn't even thread them on. And I've used some of them on that wood splitter just to hold the rims on, but the rest of them are going on there. But I mean, they are just, if I can get the camera to cooperate with me, there you go. I mean, they are shiny, shiny, shiny. That's kind of the jelly that was left. I let it actually evaporate too much and just sit there and dry up. I put some vinegar on it to eat the gel up, but the Evapo-Rust made it clean. It was like that forever, put the vinegar to it, but just kind of eating up the gel now. That's another thing. That stuff, you can't just leave it for a month at a time. I forgot about it, and that's what happened. But you can change it out, use it. It's awesome. And we're gonna fill this tranny up with it. Once I drain it, get the rest of the water out. But I'm gonna fill that up, and I gotta go buy some more. And I'm gonna put this in something and kind of get this soaked and get it ate up. And it'll look like you sandblasted them when it gets done. So that's probably all I'm going to film on this, because I just thought someone could use the transmission info, because it's a lot of people probably haven't ever dealt with it or scared of it. It's not a big deal. I've done a bunch of them, and I will show you what that Evapo-Rust does. That stuff is awesome. It really works, but I got to go get some. I don't have enough. There ain't much in there, but stay tuned. I'll run to town. I'll be, by the magic of YouTube, just a second. So I'll see you when I get it and get back. Everybody, made it back next day. So we got the weapon here, the Evapo-Rust. Had to go pick some of that up. Like I said, that stuff is awesome. Used it. And the beauty of it, I've used it on, might be something on the camera. Hold on. Get that cleaned up. If that looks, all right, I don't know if there's a spot or not, but anyway, used that before on carburetors and stuff too, on old tractors, and like I said, it looks like you sandblasted something once it's done, does its magic. But used it for, I don't know, a few years now since I've discovered it, but it's great. So let me kind of show you what it does. All right, here's the transmission. If I can get the light to kind of cooperate here. Hey, how about that? All right, get this stupid thing disengaged. But maybe might have to do this with 3 different hands here. All right, hold on. It's kind of a tankerous thing anyway. You can put that up and disengage it if it'll stay. Good night. All right. All right, I'm tired of fighting it. Let me get that engaged. All right. What the deal is, hopefully I can do it without blinding you, but I've got this transmission, this set overnight. Hang on, folks, I'm having a rough time with this light. There, maybe. Hey, there we go. Ha ha ha. Okay, but anyways, I've got this moving now. So everything's nice, everything's free. And it's spinning, so I know you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I got this free as a bell. That evapor rust has ate everything. And if you can see this, let's see if I can get it to turn over. Of course it won't disengage. Alright, see that right there where the fork goes in on this piece, it engages and disengages right here. It's dirty and rusty right there. Let me get it turned back over. See that shine? You can even see the line right there. Where it's dark and where it's shiny. That evapor rust is eating it because this has set in the shiny part is set down in the liquid. Okay, when you fill these trannies up, these little ones don't take much, but generally I'll fill them up to just above that bottom shaft that goes through here. And then if your seal ain't good, if you leak a little bit, you don't lose much. But that way you can still get all you can get. And then let that set, you know, overnight, and then just rotate it to the other side. You can see now, till that engages, but I've got it working great. I mean, it's eating it, it's working. There you go. This wouldn't even move. And now it's so free I can do it with my fingers. And this evapor rust is reusable. There's another great thing. You can dump this in a pan, run it through a filter, back in the jar, and reseal it and reuse it. And of course, it's non-toxic. That's one of their sales gimmicks. So my hands in it ain't hurting nothing. That's part of their sales pitch. But it does work. But thought I'd share that. So we're gaining. It's pretty well free. As I said, I got the gears up, and the bottom ones too. Down in the idlers and stuff underneath are even ate up, and they're moving and stuff. So, and your synchronizers right here, they're all de-pitted and coming loose. So I can engage it and disengage it now with that, and get the gears kicked in. So, like I said, stuff's awesome. But figured I'd show that because I know someone probably needs that info. And then what we're going to do here, you can see how pitted that is. I'll let this set overnight too. I found this little old battery box. It's just perfect. Kind of got to do this two-handed here. But anyways, I got to spread that just a little bit, and I can get both sides in. And I'll set it in this and fill it up with the evapor rust and let it set. And I'll show you what that looks like. And then we can put it together. But that'll give you a good comparison on that top. I'll really show you after it eats overnight. So, and on this trencher, I have discovered something. Messing around with this. I'm going to try to salvage the tranny's saved. I ain't worried about it. I know that top's going to get cleaned up and it'll all work. But we'll save this Wisconsin and this and pull it out because of the bell housing and the tranny. I'd like to see if I could fit another different engine on it, because these Wisconsins, you just can't hardly find nothing for them anymore. I mean, they're just kind of obsolete. But if I could bolt a Briggs or a Kohler to that, you know, we could put that tranny and make all kinds of anything. I mean, endless possibilities. But I made a discovery on this. It's all plumbed, it's all ready, and the hydraulic pump's up there in the hoses. If I can take that off and just pull this motor and tranny out, I don't need it. I was looking, I can engage and disengage right here. That rod I was fighting, that handle is right there. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to move 2 or 3 things here. Hang on. But, yeah. But this moves on this shaft, and you can move it that way, and it runs on the shaft and engages it, and it runs this shaft to the auger for the trencher, which I don't care about. Or you can move it back this way, and it engages to just this side of the shaft and everything on the drive, and there's a hydraulic motor. And what I can do, I can move this right in the center and weld this together and run it off this hydraulic motor down here on this control, instead of using the transmission to move it. And all I gotta do is put a motor in here and hook that pump to it, and everything else is done. It'll be super simple. And I would rather go that way, because this is so tight in here anyway. The hoses and everything's rubbing, and it's a mess. It's really crammed in there, let me tell you. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm just gonna take this out and put one of my motors in it that I got. I don't know what size that is. I know a lot of your tractors and stuff, especially your older stuff, about 13 gallon a minute. If it is a 6.5, will run that just fine, because I got one on my wood splitter and it does fine. So we're probably going to take all this out and save this for another project and just put a motor in here and weld that up and make that strictly hydrostatic, which will suit me fine, and it's already built and I ain't gonna do nothing with it because I don't care about this. Where I live, the ground's so rocky. I had a trencher before. You can only use it about 10% of the time, and I don't care. I've got a backhoe anyway. But I wanted this for a little mini skidder, just for dragging logs, because it's so small and it's 4-wheel drive. So that's what's going to happen with this. I'm just about 100%. So probably what's going to happen. So like I said, subscribers been with me a long time, knows we build and do all kinds of stuff. So, but I will show you what the tranny top looks like tomorrow, and that will be the end of this video. But I wanted to tell you that's probably what's going to happen. This motor and tranny's coming out. We're going to make it a strict hydrostatic. Be real easy to do. So I'll fill that up, let that sit overnight, and I'll come back and I'll see you here in just a second. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been 2 days and figured I'd bring you, turn the camera on, show you what the transmission looks like. This thing's been sitting for roughly 48 hours in this evapor rust. So let's pull her out. Pretty close to 48 hours. It's gonna make a mess. And oh yeah. Oh yeah. See if you can see it in the light any better. There we go. It has ate the rust off and it is shiny. Next deal. Yep, looky there, forks are moving now. Yep, both of them. Kind of get one to wiggle. I've got the other one free too now. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But you can see how rusty that was and pitted. Thing's looking real nice now. Like I said, that Vapo rust works really good. Let's get in here. Let me see if I can set this camera up without falling it over. I don't know. Yep, moving, look at that. Awesome. I'm gonna have to do a little more cleanup on it, but it is working. So do a little heating and beating and moving and wiggling and all that good stuff. So, whoop. Yeah, some of it get a hold of me. All right, but anyway, before I get hurt, I'll cut it off. But anyway, you can see how good that looks. These are free now, and I can wiggle them back and forth. So one's real free and one's a little bit stuck. I'll take a hammer and kind of walk it back and forth and then clean that up a little bit with some sandpaper, but it's a lot better than it was. It'll actually move. So, and this looks pretty good as well. So we are gaining. Everything in here is free. I gotta go over and step on the clutch, but anyway, it's all nice and free, and I'm gonna drain this and get this stuff out. But let me go around here. Might as well show you. But it is, get on the clutch. Hold on. Definitely free, look at that. I mean, just as free as a bell. This stuff's awesome. Works so good. If I can hold that back, kind of a circus deal here. But anyway, it's working good. Alright, you can see it's all nice and shiny now and free. So, about all there is to it. Like I said, you don't have to use Vapo rust, but when it's really pitted, that stuff is just incredible. I've used it several times over the years. Mainly when you take that top off, one's real bad. You know, get the water out, take some diesel and some knock loose like blaster or something, spray it and get all the big chunks out, and take, you know, junky brush or toothbrush or something, go through there and knock that stuff out of the gears. And then like this, I've let this set for 2 days and it's working awesome. And it's salvaged. I mean, I saved it. I mean, all that's left now is kind of go through there and might heat it with a little handheld torch, kind of hit it with a hammer and work the forks back and forth, and then put oil and grease in it, and it's good. I mean, it's saved. So compared to what it looked like when we first opened it, that's great. But anyway, that's all there is to that. Like I said, main thing, just take diesel and, you know, some blaster or WD-40, wherever you got, spray the worst of it out, and then take some diesel, wash it, scrub it if you ain't got anything else, and that's a cheap way to do it. And then let that set. If it's really bad, put some of that evapor rust. It's good stuff. So, and stay tuned for this project. I'll probably make a video about it. Like I said, I'm just gonna take this motor and tranny out of here. I still wanted to save that, so mission accomplished. But we're gonna take this out. I don't care, and we'll save that for another project. That bell housing and tranny, I'm hoping I can get the adapter for the shaft to go from 1.5 inches to 1.25 inches, and then I can put it behind a Briggs or a Kohler or something. All kinds of possibilities. And the way this is made, it is made to drive off this motor. You just got to move this back and forth with that lever and engage it, like I said, to one side or the other. And what that does, it kicks the auger in, and then you can move it, and it kicks it in through the transmission, regulates the speed. But you can also, once you kick this in on the tranny, it switches back and forth, but you can kick this in off the transmission on the auger side, and then set your forward and reverse on the hydraulic side at the speed, because it's even got a flow control valve here for it. Once you kick it in forward, then you can regulate it with this. So it is made to drive off this motor. And I'm gonna hit this right in the middle, right there, that little piece right there where that fork's at. Hang on, if I can get this to stay. Naturally it won't, but get this to move and get it right there in the middle. Hit it with some brake clean, clean the grease off, and I'm gonna weld it. Then it'll be all hydrostatic, and I'm guessing the pump's probably about a 13 gallon a minute. I'm gonna try it with a 6.5 Predator because I have a bunch of them laying around, and if that don't work, we'll put a bigger one on it. But I got a bunch of those motors, so all I want to do is just hydrostatic this and be done with it, because I don't need that, because I'm not using the auger. It's going, and then we'll save this for something else, and that'll give me a lot of room because that's pretty jammed in there. So anyway, enough rambling, but that's how you save a rusty tranny. When one's just full of water, you know, don't be scared. I've even got them worse than that and saved them. So the F20 Predator powered Farmall F20 was like that when I brought it in. That thing was stuck, and I got it unstuck. There's another one out there, and been several over the years. But that's a good way to do it. So enough rambling. Hope that helped. And I guess that's it for this video. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell when you do. You'll get notified of the upcoming build here and all the other stuff we got going on. So as always, like and subscribe. Catch you on the next video. Bye.